What is going on, beautiful people? My name is Sean, and we are back with some more political content. Yeah, I've been out of the loop for a few days now, playing some video games and getting away from all the world, but I just had a surprise stream this week outside of my normal schedule where we cover everything from Chuck Schumer and the shadow government, Elon Musk and a gang of 19-year-olds, one of which who deciphered Latin from a scroll from Pompeii, AOC melting down, and Elon Musk doing Elon Musk things. As per usual, this is a compilation of the best and most delicious moments from today's stream. It was nothing short of miraculous. I enjoyed every second of it, and hopefully you will too. Take a look. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We've been doing so much gaming recently between the Minecraft and the Max Payne, which don't worry, we're gonna get back to both of those. Max Payne, expect on Wednesday, we're gonna finish the game up, and then Minecraft we'll just be doing a little bit more of on the side. That's kind of like just fun stuff, you know. The Minecraft stuff I'm not going to be posting to my YouTube channel, but the Max Payne, we'll finish that up since we have some stuff there. But because we've been doing so much gaming, there is so much to catch up on. So first up, I see this as head of my X feed, right? Just in, Trump says he's left instructions, right, to totally obliterate Iran if they assassinate him. This is what I'm talking about when I say that I've been disconnected. So let's see what the man has to say.
And why say that you're unhappy to sign it if it's Iran and their proxies who have threatened to retaliate against you and your team by killing you guys for taking out Soleimani?
Well, they haven't done that, and for them to do, not because of me. If they did that, they would be obliterated. That'd be the end. I've left instructions. If they do it, they get obliterated. There won't be anything.
He's left instructions in case Iran assassinates him. He literally left a death note ready to be signed on his desk saying, "Don't fucking try it." Jesus.
Left, and they shouldn't be able to do it. And Biden should have said that, but he never did. I don't know why. Lack of intelligence, perhaps. But he never said it. If that happens to a leader,
he in the last like 3 press conferences that he's done, or these little Oval Office talks, he's always slid in a little, "Oh yeah, and Biden was terrible." It's like, we get it, man. You ran on this, which is fine. You know, he wanted to get him out, great. But you don't have to beat a dead horse, you know.
Or close to a leader, frankly, if you had other people involved also. You would call for total obliteration of a state that did it. That would include Iran. So I'm signing this, and it's a very powerful document, but hopefully...
What's in this document? Is there something that says, "On the event of Trump's untimely death, we will unleash holy hellfire upon Iran"? Because that is fucking terrifying. Greetings and salutations, Mad Monkey, and Duolingo official sub-channel. There's no way that's the official Duolingo page. No way. But welcome anyway. What's in this document? I'm scared.
We're not going to have to use it.
And why say that you're unhappy?
Oh, that's it. We'll never find out. Hopefully, if it's an executive order, we can read it on the White House website. Let me actually pull it up and see if it exists. White House obliteration of Iran. I can't believe that's a search I have to pull up. Okay, Washington. President Trump warned on Tuesday that any attack Iran might carry out on anything American would result in the obliteration of parts of Iran. Responding angrily to comments by President Hassan Rouhani, don't know if I pronounced that right, the White House was mentally handicapped. It does seem like a bit of a bold statement to make. Trump wants to renegotiate the 2015 nuclear accord agreed to by Iran, the Obama administration, and many of the world's other big powers that considered Iran's nuclear program. Mr. Trump pulled out of the deal last year, saying it left Iran too much opportunity to get nuclear weapons and did not do enough to deter the country's aggression in the Middle East. If you want to denuclearize, calling for the total obliteration is probably not a good way to start those discussions. Iran is not the enemy. Have you seen the list of 7 countries? No, I have not. I know that the U.S. in the past has liked to list Iran as an enemy. Again, I know nothing about it and I'm uninformed. I'm just here to react to the news. So if you got something for me to look up, I'm happy to. The 7 governments the U.S. has overthrown. Ooh, this seems conspiratorial. I'm for it. Map the 7 governments the U.S. has overthrown. Yes, we have now confirmed that the CIA was behind Iran's 1953 coup. But the agency hardly stopped there. That I believe. The era of CIA-supported coups dawned in dramatic fashion. An American general flies to Iran and meets with, quote, old friends. Days later, the Shah, apologies in advance for all the pronunciation, orders Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh, again, apologies, to step down. When the Iranian military hesitates, millions of dollars are funneled into Tehran to buy off Mossadegh's supporters and finance street protests. That doesn't sound good. The military, recognizing that the balance of power has shifted, seizes the prime minister, who will live the rest of his life under house arrest. It was one of the CIA, as one CIA history puts it, an American operation from beginning to end, and one of many U.S.-backed coups to take place around the world during the second half of the 20th century. Yeah, so we got our fingers in all kinds of places. You may not believe it, but our president hates America. I don't know if I'd go so far, okay? I'm not saying that I'm a Trump brown-noser or anything, but I'm also not one of these people that labels him as, like, the Antichrist. Elon Musk. He's mad that Doge is dismantling the radical left shadow government. I love these exploitative words. It just feels like a constant stream of InfoWars. This is our one chance to return power to the people. Let's see what Chuck Schumer has to say. What is he so concerned about?
And people, mark my words. The American people will not stand.
I like the energy, my guy. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. I try to keep it up. Let's start this over. Come on, I gotta have some clips that are not me just talking to chat for the YouTube video later. Come on now.
And the American people, mark my words. The American people will not stand for an unelected, secret group to run rampant through the executive branch.
Secret group in reference to what some are listing as the oligarchy, that is Elon Musk and his gang of 19-year-olds in charge of the U.S. Treasury.
Being innovative is good. But Mr. Musk, this isn't a tech startup. These are public institutions that deal with things like Social Security and Medicare and national defense and provide for the well-being of the American people. And the American people have a right to be part of that debate.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of people are unhappy about the whole, like, 19-year-olds in charge of the Treasury type thing. I did a deep dive on some of these guys. Granted, they're not, like, elected government officials by any standard, but they are, like, highly intelligent in their fields. And I think that, like, one of the guys was able to use AI to win the grand prize to decode hidden Latin and Greek on a scroll that had been obliterated by the Pompeii explosion. So I think if the guy can do that, he can probably manage a US ledger. Chuck Wanker? Oh my God, guys, come on, let's show a little bit of grace. Mad Monkey, you're from Australia? Well, greetings from America, where everything is, depending on your perspective, burning down or returning to glory. I will refuse to answer what I think at this point because I have yet to see it. This is more from Chuck Schumer himself on the shadow government. An unelected shadow government is conducting a hostile takeover of the federal government. Doge is not a real government agency. I can't believe we live in a day and age where that has to be said. Doge has no authority to make spending decisions. Doge has no authority to shut programs down or ignore federal law. Doge's conduct cannot be allowed to stand. This is all accurate information, but Doge is outside the federal government, and so it's basically just a board of advisors that say, hey, Trump, we think you should do this, and then Trump goes about it in the ways that he can, whether or not that's super loopholey or completely legal. I'm not a government official. I don't know the process that goes behind this, but it's their way around it. What are you talking about? I always make videos about this. About politics? If you want to get followers, if you want to get subs, I'll tell you from personal experience, don't talk about politics. People will hate you, but the people that love you will sub, of course. And then people argue in the comments, and it drives engagement. It works great. The unelected global shadow government has a name. It's the WEF. What is the WEF? The World Economic Forum is an independent organization that works to improve the world. Or does it seek to pull strings and be our puppet master? I really don't know. It aims to do this by engaging leaders from business, politics, academia, and other sectors to shape global agendas. Boys, should we do a deep dive on the World Economic Forum in our next video? There's probably lots to learn. Something tells me that this is not a sign that Chuck held up himself. Come on, guys. Come on now. What are you trying to do here? We're smarter than this. USAID was created by EO, by JFK. It can be created by EO, and it can be killed by EO. Yeah, the USAID stuff, I looked into some of the things that they've done. I'll probably scroll through it later on X, but they send a lot of money to a lot of different places for reasons that have nothing to do with America and don't really aim to help anybody. as far as I've seen. I'm sure there's some stuff boiled in their books that actually is helpful, but clearly Doge and their team decided that it does more harm than good. Man, I wish I was able to turn 200K a year into 81 million, Chuck Schumer. Bro, this is always the easiest gotcha on these guys. They'll talk big talk about like how there's an oligarchy and there's people trying to control things that are unelected, but all of these guys have special interests. All of these guys are making buku bucks. Look at this. $210,000 salary with an annual income of $13 million. How does that happen, Chuck? How do you get $25 million for real estate? How do you get $30 million in stock? Let's think about that. Lots of people hating on Chuck Schumer in X today. What are my thoughts on Elon? We can talk about that. By day, right? My day job is I'm a software engineer. So when I was young, before I went to college, I really looked up to him in that regard, in the sense that I thought that he was kind of like one of our bright minds of the day, with Tesla and SpaceX and PayPal back in the day and X.com before Twitter became X. There was a lot of really cool projects that I looked up to him in a lot of regards on. I do think that he's actually a very smart person, but I also think that he has a very low maturity. And I think that he holds grudges. I don't support his role in government, but I don't think that he is like evil, like some people say. I also don't think he deserves to be glorified by any means. I think that he can clearly cut costs. I mean, he went into Twitter, cut 80% of the people on their working force, and the place still operates. There's never been any outages with X, and it works just fine. So those are my thoughts on Elon. I don't think that he belongs in government. I think that he should stick to technology. But yeah, I'm kind of like, I don't glorify him, but I don't hate him. Holy shit. The FBI just revealed that 5,000 out of their 13,000 agents were focused on January 6th protesters. Washington Post. A quarter of Americans believe FBI instigated J6. Twitchy. Again, take this with a grain of salt because this is just top of the Google feed. I've never heard of this website. Report 5,000 FBI employees were focused on J6 cases. CNN. Trump DOJ demands lists of thousands of FBI agents, others who worked on J6 and Trump investigations for possible firing. Okay. Normally, I wouldn't turn to CNN for reliable news. However, because this is supposed to be like very against the Trump agenda, I feel like it's worth reading. The Trump administration is set to expand a purge of career law enforcement officials, demanding the names of those who worked on January 6th. For each employee included in the list, provide the current title, office to which the person was assigned, the role in investigation or prosecution, and date of the last activity relating to the investigation or prosecution. They want everything. Prosecutors fired. Firings would severely weaken the Bureau. I believe that. I'm having a hard time finding the stat. I'm going to have to leave this one up in the air. It's an unsubstantiated claim. Am I against Trump? I'm not against Trump, but I'm also not like entirely for Trump. I would say that I agree with about 80% of the stuff that he says, but I'm not going to be one of these guys who's like constantly saying everything he does is perfect, because it's just not. With Biden, I disagreed with about 90% of the stuff that he did, but about 10% of the stuff I thought was okay. So I don't subscribe to the idea that you should be 100% on one team or 100% on the other. You should be a kind of person that asks questions, that does your own research, and makes up your own opinions. And I think that that's okay. And we need a little bit more of that in our country because everybody is so fixated on screaming at each other. Dude, thank you for the follow, Scarlett. I appreciate that. How am I doing? I'm doing good. I'm just watching the world burn on X. All right, this is I thought was funny. So AOC is bashing the 19-year-olds that Trump has working for him for the government financing.
One of the most unintelligent billionaires I have ever met or seen or witnessed. Which, you can probably even glean that from watching these people on TV. Anyways, all of that is to say is that they don't do their homework. Clearly, like, they're putting 19-year-olds in at the Treasury.
There you go. So like I said before, those 19-year-olds are actually highly intelligent people in their respective fields. Granted, not governmental, granted, not financial. But if you can figure out how to pull Greek and Latin off a burnt up scroll using AI in your free time, you can manage a government ledger. Okay, breaking. Secretary of Defense Hegseth has officially canceled No way. Can you even do that? Fact or fiction? Trump signs executive order banning Pride Month. That's not true. Okay, I didn't think so. According to Reuters fact check, the misinformation came from a January 24th post on X seen by more than 1 million people. While Trump has signed executive orders targeting transgender people and gender identity, he has yet to target Pride Month, which I think is smart. I mean, I think you can make, if you're against the transgender stuff and you're against the gender stuff, and the people who voted for you are also in favor of the policies you want to enact, then I think that you have full authority to go ahead and do the legislation that's within your power or propose whatever bill you want to propose. But with something like Pride Month, like whether or not you agree with it, like it's moot, right? I mean, it's not like a governmental problem. So I would not be an advocate for that. Holy shit.
Where's the warrant, man? Who's the leader? Who's in charge? Who's in charge?
Dude, this is crazy.
Who's in charge, man? You guys treating us like criminals.
Yeah, I don't know how they are targeting people. I know they said that they wanted to start with the violent criminals. So I could see like if this is somebody who let's see, Garcia 26 said ICE arrested his father. Okay. Doesn't have any information on the father, but again, if this is somebody who's like a violent criminal who's like done something really bad, like I can see why they would do some kind of action like this. But dude, this is crazy. Give us some news. What does JD Vance have to say? Mocks the left for being 100% wrong on President Trump's tariffs, and Sheinbaum orders 10,000 Mexican troops to the border to stop the flow of fentanyl into America. Dude, I did hear this. So there was a tariff placed on Mexico for, I think it was like 25%. For one of the reasons was because of the border crisis, and we needed help to kind of alleviate that problem. And so like pretty immediately, I would say they kind of, I wouldn't say they folded, they struck a deal with Trump that basically put a 1-month temporary pause on the tariffs, such that they can continue negotiations, and it's at the stipulation that 10,000 of those Mexican troops are going to help guard the border as well, which I think is a plus. I think that's a win. I mean, if you can get help on both the Mexican side and the American side, it's going to definitely deter illegal immigration. Yeah, this is just a bad move. I saw this. I'm all for protesting your cause. You know, we have the freedom to protest and the freedom to assemble in this nation. But if you want people to be on your side, don't block traffic. And the other thing is, like, a lot of the times, like, there are doctors and nurses trying to get to work. You're doing nothing but hurting people by doing this. What is this? Breaking: RFK Jr. has just been approved by the Senate Finance Committee as the next Secretary of Health and Human Services, advancing his nomination to the full Senate vote. Okay. Yeah, I heard that that both him and Tulsi got through the House entirely on party lines. So all the Republicans voted Republican, all of the Democrats voted Democrat, or against, I should say, and for. But now they go on to the Senate and they got to get confirmed. Of course, the Republicans also do control the Senate. So if that same policy or the same trend follows where we're voting on party lines, they will get through. Oh yeah, here's Trump talking about USAID. Breaking: Trump just called for investigations to find out who's getting kickbacks from all the ludicrous money spent at USAID. Now you know why Democrats are sweating? Ooh, what's happening? Talk to us.
Thank you, sir. On Elon Musk, how often are you talking to him? And have there been ideas that he's brought to you that you've said, oh no, wait a minute, this is going a little too far?
Good question, because a lot of people are saying that like Elon has full control over like the federal treasury, and he's got complete control with his gang of 19-year-olds over all of our money, and that he's unelected. So good question, right? Because if he is just making all these decisions by himself, that's not a good thing. So let's see what Trump has to say.
Well, many ideas, but look, he's done a great job. Look at all the fraud that he's found in this USAID. It's a disaster what the people, radical left lunatics, they have things that nobody would have even believed. The whole thing with $100 million spent on you know what, with money going to all sorts of groups that shouldn't deserve to get any money. With the money, I'd like to see what the kickbacks are. How much money has been kicked back?
Oh my gosh, wait, hold on a second. Guys, this is hilarious. Not what he just said, but I was looking up what $100 million, because he said $100 million spent on you know what. I think they were referring to the $50 million that were reportedly spent for condoms for Gaza. According to the fact-checking website, it says there's no evidence of that. But I see all of these U.S. aid links that I was going to click on to check it out. Can't reach this page. Can't reach this page. If we just try to go to usaid.gov, they straight up shut down the website. So they're not fucking around here. Holy shit. All right, USAID is done for, boys. ICE Buffalo arrests violent illegal alien after local sheriff refused to honor a federal arrest warrant and released him for custody. Read more. When ICE officers, along with deputies from the U.S. Marshal Service, arrested Romero January 30th in Ithaca, New York, after the Tompkins County Sheriff's Office refused to honor a federal arrest warrant and released him for custody. Why? He was previously removed from the United States 6 times before July. This is crazy to me. Like, I understand why some people are not in favor of the mass deportations because of all the implications of possibly getting innocent people, because of like tearing up families and all that stuff. These are all claims that you can look at and understand where they come from. But somebody who has been arrested 6 times, who has been charged with illegally re-entering, who has an assault charge, you're not going to file the arrest warrant on that? You're not going to follow up on that? That's batshit crazy to me.
Some of these Doge
What are they gonna talk about?
engineers that Elon Musk has helping him are as young as 19 years
That's
old.
good. They're very smart, though, Peter. They're like you. They're very smart people.
Thank you. Have you met any of these guys?
No, I haven't seen them. They work actually out of the White House. They're smart people.
Oh, dang. So these engineers that he's talking about, the guy that I was talking about earlier is, I believe, this guy, age 23. Yeah, the dropout who reads Roman scrolls. Listen to this, okay? This, for the record, is one of the same people that AOC previously called tremendously unintelligent, okay? 19-year-old, all right? Ferriter, meanwhile, was a co-winner of a $700,000 prize last year after he used AI to partially decipher a 2,000-year-old charred papyrus scroll from Pompeii, part of the Vesuvius Scrolls, that had stumped. They're not financial experts and they're not government officials by any means, but like to call them unintelligent is unintelligent in itself.
Engineer
President Trump reacts to Joe Biden signing a Hollywood talent agency.
agents now.
Is this real? No way. I consider this funny.
What do you think
content.
about Joe Biden signing on with a talent agency?
You got to be kidding. He signed on with a talent agency?
He does. He's got some entertainment agents now.
I think he's got bigger problems than that. I really do. I think he's got much bigger problems than that, but I wish him well. We inherited a mess. This place is a mess.
Let's look into this though. Joe Biden signs with talent agency. No way. Are we gonna get a Joe Biden sitcom? I felt like the last 4 years, to be honest with you, but Los Angeles, 2 weeks after leaving the White House, former President Joe Biden has signed with the powerful Hollywood talent agency CAA. So there you go, signed with the talent agency. I want to see a sitcom. I want to see the Joe Biden TV show. Johan, I want to see the spinoff Hunter's Cabin, bro. That's wild. Oh gosh, okay, what is this? This is a 4-minute clip. We'll watch about a minute of it. Senator Patty Murray. It's already painfully clear this is the most corrupt administration in our history.
Personal and commercial information. And I've been hearing from people across my state who are truly alarmed about what Musk and his associates having access to this system could.
Fact check. Treasury tells Congress that Doge has read-only access to payment systems. This is exactly right. It's not like he can just go in here and move money around. It's he can see what we're spending money on and then advise the president on where to cut funding. So this is slightly misleading, what she's talking about here. Again, whether or not you agree that he should even have read access is a conversation of itself. But the fact that like it's not factual to say that he can just like have complete control over all of this money. So they just lie, dude. There is a lot of lying going on. That's not exclusive to Democrats, but I would say more recently there's been a lot of sway in the news that is not accurate. Yes, we always want to look in the mirror before we point fingers, but you are correct. Yeah, there's so much to cover here. There's so much we'll continue to go through, and I will go through it on my normal stream on Wednesday. Yeah, so tomorrow we'll see you there. It's 5 p.m. Central is when it will start. Yeah, that's about it, guys. Peace, and I'll see you in the next one.